podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Bonsoir, everybody. Bienvenue, Huw Maz, and welcome back to the Top 14 Digest. This is your weekly, short-ish podcast capturing all of the news and results in the mad world of French rugby and, of course, most importantly, getting up to date on all of the gossip. This week, we'll be talking about the massive one-sided results that we've been seeing in the Top 14. Are the weakened sides starting to call the integrity of the competition itself into very question? We'll also be talking about our massive upset with the league leaders, a missed opportunity for the chasing pack, and a few more crazy things along the way. Let's start the show. I am joined, as always, by my co-host from the Atlantic Coast, Madame Maz Mac. Bonsoir, Maz.
Bonsoir, Huw. How are you?
Now, the people at home will have to be very forgiving this evening, Maz, because you are not joining us from your usual abode. Tell us what's happened.
I'm actually snowed in at work and I have to stay overnight. We live quite near the coast and we normally don't get snow. And yesterday they had forecast we would have a few slight snow showers and woke up to 35 centimeters of snow that hasn't budged.
That's over a foot of snow, ladies and gentlemen, for people in old money. That's insane. We've had a little bit of a dusting here in the UK, but nothing like that. Yeah, you're forgiven for joining us from your B laptop in a office somewhere rather than your normal lovely new perch that you only figured out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, and anybody who follows me on any of the social media, they'll have seen my photos of all the snow and things like that. And yeah, it is very beautiful, but I could be locked in. I'm locked in tonight. I'll probably be locked in tomorrow night, and they might let me out for the weekend for some European rugby.
That would be nice. That would be nice. Anyway, let's get straight on talking about the top 14. This last weekend just gone. So the scores on 14. We shall come back to the first one that's on the screen, the early kickoff on Saturday, because that's our game of the week. But Lyon defeated Pau 22 points to 17. A missed opportunity for Pau, you have to say. Montpellier battered Bayonne 62 points to 22. More on the fallout from that game a little bit later on. Maz, Stade Francais defeating Castres 33 points to 15. 5 tries for Stade Francais in the end. Just quickly on this one, that was an impressive performance from the Parisians.
It was indeed. There was some lovely tries scored, and they got their bonus point just in the 79th minute. Leo Barry went over the line. My favourite, Botti, he scored an absolutely gorgeous try in the second half. Cast were a fanny in the first half, but Cast also had one of the most beautiful tries ever disallowed for a slightly forward pass. But anyway. I think all of the Fijians were involved in that. But Stade are going well at home anyway.
They are going well. I think they're up to third or fourth in the league now. Then Montauban predictably lost at home, 19 points to 34. Clermont's taking them this time. UBB destroyed Racing, 62 points to 20. Oh, you can be rest assured that we will be back for that one. And La Rochelle equally, well, even more so, destroyed Toulon 66-0. I can't think you can guess. Your regular viewers of the show will know what section of the program we should be referring to this game in. But anyway, Maz, let's go back to the beginning and talk about our game of the week. And it can only be the biggest upset of the top 14 season so far. The league leaders up against the bottom side. And what happened, Maz? USAP, or Perpignan to you and me, got the job done and beat Toulouse at home for just their second win of the season. Yeah. Who saw this one coming?
Even with a kind of managed Toulouse team, you're still expecting them to get the win. And it was a very, very good game. Perpignan got off to a great start. They had 2 penalties after 8 minutes. And then Grenai went over for a try in the 11th minute, and it was 11-0. Okay, this is starting pretty well. Then the Toulouse machine kicked into boot. Teddy Thomas got a try. Nice try, too. He had 2 crochets. Crochets are side steps. So he had Yeah, I know. Don't
Are you
ask me
sure?
why.
Is that I'm going to put that into the category of a cravat is a high tackle? The ones that I just
Yeah,
don't believe you.
yeah. Crochet is a sidestep. So he had two sidesteps go around and he got his try. Then one of the props went over and got a try as well, and it was 14-11 to Toulouse. And the hero of the moment, and that's the man that everybody is talking about, Calvin Work. It was a gorgeous try, beautiful pass from Paul Grow, and he went in.
I'll see if I
Was it
can
just
find that
under the
because
post?
people did kind of go a
Yeah,
bit loopy about that try, and I thought, oh,
yeah,
typical. Even when Toulouse win, people are going crazy about them. But then I saw the try, I was like, oh no, to be fair, that is quite a good try.
yeah. It was a gorgeous try. Just before half time. So at half time, it was 21-11 to Toulouse. And I was sitting there kind of going, oh, okay, I can see what way this is going now. Toulouse are going to run away with it. Just after half time, the Perpignan bench came on, their their forwards. Uh, and that really, really changed the game. Yeah, this try. Yeah, lovely,
Yeah.
innit?
Mm.
Really nice
Was
try.
playing
Yeah.
10 for the
Yeah,
first time.
and I thought he had played there before, but apparently not. It's his first time playing there, so
Well,
all
it didn't
calls for him
work.
to be on the France team now as well. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so you're saying the Perpignan forwards came off the bench.
yeah, just after half time, and they made a huge impact on the game. There was Ruse. He had come on. He's a prop. He got a try just after half time, 44th, 45th minute. Uh, Toulouse got one or two penalties. I think they got penalties because Calvin Gorg was also kicking. So
Mm.
he kicked some, yeah, nice kicks, I have to say. But you were going, and the last 10 minutes were absolutely mental. If you only want to watch any part of the game, watch the last 10 minutes.
I
Um,
did. I went on and rewound because I saw what the score was. I was like, oh, and I went back and I watched the last 10 minutes and it all started
yeah,
with an intercept.
yes, indeed. Yato went over. He was one of the replacements that came on, and he went over and got a try. Um, Then what happened? Then that was in the 17th minute. 74th minute, there was an intercept try from a Coast's pass, and ran the length of the field and was, here's another word for you, a queer by Teddy Thomas, a little ankle tap, put him over the
Yes.
line. It was the Fijian Tugavello, wasn't it? I think of that.
But there were some angles that suggested he got it down.
Yeah, yeah, but not really. I don't think so. No,
Uh,
Teddy. Yeah, I know. Teddy did put him over, and it was quite a. So all that went on, and then quite near the end, from a line out, Overdale, which was also another of the replacements, went over and got the try. Now, to say that the whole stadium was going mad in the last 10 minutes is, you could feel the place just
but
kind
it
of
was one
going.
of them when they were always in it because you kind of saw it from when
Mm,
the teams were announced. Obviously Toulouse teams are always strong, but you kind of
mm,
thought like, ooh, that's about as weak as a Toulouse team as you'll see.
yeah,
And then the Perpignan team was obviously full strength, and they've been getting a little bit better since they changed their coach and stuff. And I
yeah,
was watching the score all the way through, and it was always close. It was always within a
mm,
score, and I thought, I know what tends to happen in these kinds of games. I've seen enough rugby at this point, and
yeah,
so I was kept checking it, and I messaged you 5 minutes from time, like, "Have you seen the score?" And you were like, "Yes, I'm watching it. You need to watch it." So it was very exciting, and like I said, it was one of those
yeah.
where you thought it probably won't happen, but it might happen, and then it did happen, and
Mm.
it was very exciting.
Yeah, it did. And it was that bit of coaching that they're talking about, bringing on those forwards, the pack, and three of the four of them scored a try. So that worked well for them. Very
Shout
well.
out to Jamie Ritchie as well, who
Yes.
captains
I,
Perpignan on the day.
yeah, again, he had an excellent game. And the other one that I love his name, De La Fonte, he had a fantastic game too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Geronimo
still
De La
because
Fonte?
of the league table. Perpignan are now second bottom on 9 points, but the next this shows just how bad. After 14 games, they got 9 log points. But the next team above them is Lyon on 27.
Mm.
Really, even at this stage, Maz, I can't see them catching them.
No, No, uh, unless there's some kind of absolute debacle from Lyon. But,
So what is
and
it's going to be Perpignan versus Grenoble again in the access match?
probably it would, yeah, it could well be. Who we can't wait for that and
Actually,
see what
I haven't
the
actually had a
lesson
look
that
at the
has.
Pro D2 table lately. Let's just have a quick look.
Yeah,
Varna
they've
top.
had their Christmas break, so they haven't had any games for 2 weeks, three
Okay.
weeks.
So
Yeah.
Vanna top, which we
Mm,
like, 54
mm,
points, and then hang on, I'll show the people. I'll show the people, all the people. What we're looking at. We don't normally do Pro Day Dirt chat, but we'll do a little bit of it now. Vanna top with 54 points, then Colin Myers, European Heritage, European champions, Colin Myers,
mm.
47 points, along with Valence
Ulster
Rome.
bet them in the final.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
is this a
I was at that.
mistake? Valence Romans in third
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
what?
yeah. I know.
Okay. That's weird. Provence
Yeah.
in fourth. LA Provence. Come on, boys. Um, and then
One
Agen.
minute.
So where are Grenoble
Yeah.
down in 10th? Next to Brive.
Yes. Yes. No.
Dear, oh dear.
There's a long way to go, but still,
There's a long way to
who
go.
knows?
There are
Who
actually
knows?
exactly 50% of the season left to go because 30 games of the Pro D2. Anyway, enough of
Yeah.
that. Enough of Pro D2 chat. So that was our game of the week. The big
Mm.
upset, Perpignan defeating Toulouse at home. Fanny of the week, Maz, there could only be one. There could only be one Fanny this week, and it had to be
Yeah.
Toulon. How many times have we taken the mick out of them for not taking away games seriously, and then they only go and take a game as unseriously as possible? The only player on that whole team sheet I'd heard of, no, I'd heard of two. I've heard of, what's his name? Ferde, the fullback?
30. Yeah.
Ferte, he's a good player. And
Yeah.
Paolo Garbisi. And I think that the fact that Paolo Garbisi started this game says an awful lot about his position in that Toulon squad. I'm compiling my case against Paolo Garbisi, Maz. I shall say no more for now.
Mm.
But speaking about La Rochelle, you honouring them in your La Rochelle tartan this week, 66-0 over the whole game. And it very quickly, when we were watching this on Sunday Night, Maz, became a case of how many is this going to be?
Yeah, it was. But it's so frustrating. This Sunday night game, the week before, La Rochelle took 60 points ish against Toulouse on the Sunday night. They were beaten.
Hmm.
And this week they won. It's like, yeah. What can you say, Mignoni? What did he say after the game? That the young players have the right to learn as they go. Okay.
Are people getting sick of this now? Because we're seeing quite a lot of one-sided results in the top categories. I mean, if I bring the scores back up from this weekend, and this is a pretty typical weekend. Okay, yeah, 30 points to 27 for Perpignan, but then 62 points from Montpellier, 62 points from UBB, 66 points from La Rochelle, and then you got Montauban losing at home. Montauban, one of the worst top 14 sides we've seen in recent times. Are people just getting a bit sick of this at this point? That just the away form in particular is dreadful from some of these teams. Absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah, it is. And there's very few teams that are going away and getting losing bonus points. Montpellier seem to be one of the teams that kind of are close. I know last year as well, there was a lot of one-sided games, but it just seems to be a huge amount this year. People are talking once again that uh, the European setup, it's too long. So you have all of your top 14 games, you have the European games, then you have the French games and the doublons during the French games. And of course, then you always have the whole hysteria about go back to the top 12, things like that, which was never going to happen. But that's two Sunday night games that were absolutely really disappointing. And they're the prime time TV for rugby here in France. Last week, Toulouse, La Rochelle, and this week, La Rochelle, Toulon. So I
Well, there's
don't
some
know.
nice tries, which I'll show in a second. But I think we talked about this. At least I'm getting French adverts, I suppose now on stuff for me. So the like 7 or 8, Racing played 8 away games. That's actually worth bearing in mind. But we've got two teams with 0 away wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is out of a minimum of 6 games, 7 games. We'll call it for most teams. 2 teams on 0 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with 1 win. 3 teams with 2 wins. And the best is Toulouse and Po with 3 wins out of 7 away from home. I mean, look at some of these points differences away from home. Minus 271, minus 168, minus 177, minus 133. It's just accepting these batterings at this point.
Yeah, it's not good. People, especially Sunday night, if you're going to a game, okay, you can say La Rochelle, it was their 10th anniversary of sellout crowds, they scored 10 tries, things like that. But you want a better game. To be sitting there and just watching no
No contest whatsoever.
opposition. That's the word.
Yeah.
No opposition. I don't know. These fixtures are done by Canal Plus about 3 weeks, a month out. Obviously not taking into consideration that you have Europe the next weekend, and our team's going to hold back or go full strength. And yeah, it was very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so.
Rugby at this stage.
Well, so that's our Fanny of the Week. Before we go any further, just want to remind people that we are now on a new YouTube channel. We're now on the Global Gain Line. Hopefully, subscribers of HG Rugby should be still seeing this one way or another. I should make sure that happens. But if you're new to Global Gain Line, hit subscribe. This is not just a channel for French Rugby. This is a channel for French Rugby, Irish Rugby, South African Rugby, URC Rugby, USA Rugby. All of the rugbies. It is a growing community of podcasts that you can get all different topics every single week. And we hope that you enjoy it. For people who are listening on the audio version, okay, this is very important. Top 14 Digest, which is the name of this podcast that you're listening to right now, has its own audio feed now. So it is no longer part of HG Rugby's audio feed. It now has its own dedicated audio feed. You can go and subscribe to that, follow it, subscribe to it on Spotify, comment on Spotify. For just this week, just this first week since our move, I will post the audio only on my audio platform on HG Rugby, and I will post the links to the new audio platform down below. You need to click on those and go and follow those, because from next week, they will only be on that platform. Okay? Okay. Everybody understands. It's all very clear. Right. Excellent. But
except for your co-host, who understands nothing.
Okay. It's there one way or another. All the links will be on social media as well. All the links will be on social media. Right. Okay, Maz, let's talk about Le Gossip of the week. And after a couple of weeks of not very much Le Gossip, you've managed to find some. Tell us more.
Yeah, they had a little trev, as they would call it, kind of a break, a kind of a strike over Christmas. It was all, good to all men. There was not much gossip. But, and we've talked about this before, and it has been our gossip before. Bayonne, the internal wranglings at Bayonne. As you know, as we all know, they've been getting hammered away from home. And
absolutely hammered.
Like taking 40, 50 points each time. They're not even close games. And the owner, Philippe Taïeb, said during the week that he was bringing them on his private jet, plane, whatever, down to Montpellier. And he was going to be there in the stands and in the dream and everything like that. And well, none of it really went to plan much, did it? Poor old Bayonne. Saying that Montpellier were excellent. They really were good. And
yeah, frustratingly, they're having quite a good season, it has to be said.
Yeah, they really are. And their discipline is unbelievable. They've only had 4 or 5 yellow cards. They've one of the lowest, if not the lowest, them in Toulouse. So fair play to them. But it didn't go to plan. And Canal Plus got him just after the game for his reaction. And he kind of stood there wrapped up in a scarf with a kind of a smirk on his face. And, he said that maybe he wasn't being listened to, and that it wasn't being taken on the board, but it was, he says. and that a change of conversation, change of air in the dressing room mightn't be a bad thing. And he kind of laughed. He also then said Laurent Travers went there as the kind of background team manager, and he said he hasn't been involved with on-field training or anything like that. He says up until this evening. And then, of course, everybody was going, well, make of what you want from that. But kind of putting Patat
Important to
into
remind people that Patat, the Bayonne coach, and Travers, the Bayonne, as you just said, team manager, well known not to like each other.
Yeah, exactly. And when he came in, because he came in early, he came in late last season because he left Racing earlier than he was supposed to, and there was offices moved and things like that. They don't seem to get on, but also a lot of people are saying that Tayeb didn't make the roles very, very clear, which he should have probably done from the very beginning, and it seems to be all very confused.
It does seem that the Bayonne owner has kind of manufactured a situation here, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he has. And Patat only recently resigned about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
But there was all sorts of stories that you were telling me then in Le Gossip at that time of the owner saying, I'm only re-signing you because all of the players like you, type thing.
Yeah, that he had the support of the dressing room, things like that. Apparently, after the Stade Francais game, Patat told the team, okay, you've had a big win. Go out and have one drink. But a few of them went clubbing until 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't find out who that is. I'm sure if I keep digging, I will.
Well, just on the team, Maz, on the Bayonne team, because when I saw this team, I was like, oh my goodness, look at this back line. You got Hertio Yanchis, World Cup winner, Joris Sigons, who was captain, one of our favourite players, Mateo Carreras, Manu Tuilangi, Cirelli Mangala, Tom Spring, and Tiburen. I can never say his name.
Carreras went off injured in the 2nd or 3rd minute, which might have put some of their game plan out a little bit.
But
which
still,
was very unfortunate.
They've got that back line is absolutely excellent, and to lose by 60 points with that team on the pitch is just not acceptable.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the defense was absolutely schoolboy.
Just not interested in tackling. Just not interested.
Yeah. And again, after the game, the captain and Joris were both interviewed, and they said that on Tuesday they had one of their hardest and best training sessions ever. So what goes wrong between I saw people saying, consultants saying that there's so much pressure on them to win at home because they've won 19 games in a row at home, that kind of drains them mentally. So when they go away for the next away game, they're already a bit kind of fatigued from it all. I don't know. Could be true. Who knows? But so there wasn't a big shake-up that everybody thought there was going to be. But the trainer of the Espoirs, he has now been made a co-line-out coach. And apparently this wasn't consulted with Patat, and Patat is not happy because he didn't want him and hasn't wanted him before. So roll on.
Oh dear. Well, that does feel like being undermined. There was also bonus gossip this week, Maz. So that's the Bayonne gossip. Late today, you found us some bonus gossip.
Yes, I did, and it's Jackie L gossip. We haven't had Jackie L gossip in a while. Apparently, La Défense has been sold to an American.
So Jackie L is the owner of Racing 92, and La Défense is Racing 92's stadium.
Yeah, the one with all the lights and action and very few people, but and concerts and things like that after a game. He's apparently sold it to an American events company. As we know, he is building his cozy English-style 14,000-seater stadium, which won't be ready.
Which will be the third stadium that he has built since taking over Racing.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to be playing most of the games at Critel next season. And it doesn't seem, people are asking the question, is there a clause in this new thing that they can play, for example, the big Paris derby in La Défense, and maybe against Toulouse, is there 2 or 3 big gala matches that can play there. Fans don't seem to be happy at all because that's Jackie L selling out on the club after building the big stadium, and now it's bye-bye, and let's have a little cozy 14,000-seater stadium. So,
Anyway, that brings us on to talking about UBB versus Racing. That's the nice link that we've got from Racing Talk to UBB versus Racing Talk. So, hammering for UBB and hammering by UBB, I should say. But before we talk about that, this is my "Did you see that" of the week. Is Nathan Hughes launching one of his teammates into a tackle in a way that looked like it really, really hurt. So this is for YouTube viewers. Let me try and just explain what he does. He's on a pod. He takes hold of his teammates by the back and throws him at a UBB tackler. I think it's Dupria, the new signing. And his teammate just goes legs in the air before he's even in the contact. And Crump falls in a heap on the ground. If I was Nathan Hughes' teammate, I'd be saying, mate, please don't do that. That really hurt.
Yeah, because he's a unit. Like, he's a big lad. And is that even legal? Are you allowed to do
I don't know. I honestly don't know. So talk us through you watching this game though, Maz, because you were freaking out at halftime because it was only 15 points to 12 at halftime, and you were getting all kinds of upset because you were worried about losing to Racing, who you don't like. And I was saying, don't worry, Maz, they're just keeping it interesting. And it turns out I was right, and it got even interestinger as the game went on.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, as you say, the first half was quite close, and actually Hughes scored a try as well, and all of that.
He did.
But and a lot of mistakes by both sides, and a bit of discipline and the usual kind of thing. But again, it was the bench that came on. It was the bench, the bum squad, as I was calling them. You had LBB, Big Ben, and Deporter all came on at the one time.
Big Ben had fun when he came on.
Yeah, he really did. And there was a turning point in the 48th minute. Habossi went over it was a nice try too, and that would have put Racing in the lead. But they got a yellow card out of it because Escobar absolutely flattened, I think it was Lamotte. And so it was yellow card, disallowed to try. Just after that, the bum squad come on, and as you said, they had fun. And then they all scored. It was, because it was still in the 55th minute, it was still 15-20. Yeah. Yeah. And no, 15, I don't know, I can't remember.
15-19.
No,
doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. Not usually this bad. But then they all tried. Penno had a double, Nico had a double, LBB scored. It was just some fantastic.
It was fun. And
47-0 in 25 minutes, around 25
minutes. In the
minutes.
final 25 minutes of the game, 47-0. And it was great fun. The crowd was having a great time. They're all getting very excited about it. And the stats that have come out of the game, none of these are my stat of the week, but it's bonus stats. Like even Opta have gotten in on the Mathieu Jalibert thing now. We were doing this first, right? Just want to make it absolutely clear. The Mathieu Jalibert hype train in English language, anyway, we started that. And now Opta are getting into it. Mathieu Jalibert, top try assists in 2025 of any player. Top try assists, top break assists, top offloads, third for meters, third for defenders beaten, third for line breaks, third for tackle evasion. Entertaining. Someone who I know very well made a video called "Is this the most entertaining team in the world?" with Mathieu Jalibert as a thumbnail a couple of weeks ago. I wonder where they got that idea from. And now, Maz, I'm starting to see English language kind of media saying, "Oh, will Galtier pick Jalibert as the French 10, the Six Nations?" And I'm like, no, I can tell you straight away, no, he's not going to do that. But Maz, if the Six Nations goes badly, Jalibert is going to be used against Galtier very heavily.
I think so. Although Ntamack has back problems and he's out. It's not very clear how long he's out for, but they'll still put Ramos probably at 10
or the
new superhero. Yeah, or the new superhero. I would be surprised, but We shall see.
Another stat from this game is that LBB, with his another double, again, LBB scoring 2 tries in one game and no one really saying anything about it because it's LBB. You know, he came off the bench and scored a couple of tries. He is now, with 10 tries for the season, joint top try scorer in the top 14. He is joint top with Waningolo from Lyon. And I stumbled upon the stat, that of the last 6 seasons, including this one, Lyon have supplied the top try scorer in 4. So you got Waningolo this season, you got Baptiste Cuyo in 23-24 and 21-22, and you had Joshua Tuisova in 2021. Maz, how on earth are they so bad when they have these players scoring all these tries?
I absolutely have no idea. They have been 11th in the last 3 seasons. They were third in what season? Was it 22? 22, 23? They were third, but they've been 11th since. And in 3 seasons, 11th, and 3 seasons, 3 managers. Maybe that, I don't know. I don't know. It is a bit of a mistake.
Imagine where they would be if they didn't have these try scorers. Normally a Fijian, you know, they had Semi Randrandra as well, having them out at some point. They love a Fijian down in Lyon. We'll get on to our Fijian of the week in a moment. But before we do that, have you found the new audio platform yet? On Apple and Spotify. Have you found it yet? Follow it. Make sure that you follow and you subscribe and you comment and you do all of the things. It's a new platform. It's all very exciting. And if you're still watching on YouTube, subscribe and like and comment here as well. It's very important. Okay, thank you. Right, Maz, who's your Fijian of the week?
Oh, I was torn between 2 men. Bottia had such a sensational game with La Rochelle. 37, is he 36, 37? Running around like
nominated
a
for Top 14 Player of the Week.
Yeah, he was sensational. But I picked Kelly Yato from Perpignan because when he came on, he was part of that pack that made such a difference. His try was sensational. He again played out of his skin. He moved from flanker to lock as well, because he normally is a flanker, and he moved to lock position, and he is my Fijian of the week.
I think I've figured out why you didn't pick Lavani Bottia. It's because he plays for La Rochelle and he got a try assist for your favourite scrum half, Nolan Legarrec.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it? Yeah. And he got his own try as well.
He did. No, he was taking the mick in this game. He was unbelievable. I would have picked him if it was me.
I know. I was between them, and I had Bottia a few weeks ago, and I tried to mix it around a bit, and Yato was probably somebody who wouldn't be a Fijian of the week.
Yeah, to be fair, Bottia got it a couple of weeks ago. You're not likely to pick Yato again, so fair enough.
Yeah. So
fair enough.
But I wanted to again to pick Bottia too, my Fijian from Cass, but I'm not allowed to do that every week.
You can't pick Bottia every week, especially Okay, I think we've arrived at roughly the right conclusion. Anyway, there's no predictions this week, Maz, because it's Champions Cup again, and we can't be bothered to predict all of the Champions Cup and Challenge Cup games because there's so many.
Can I say 2 fun facts before we go to things like that? The last round, every single game had a bonus point, whether it was a losing one or a losing bonus point or a winning bonus point. Every game had one.
Well, there you go.
That's one fun fact. The next fun fact is the next round of the Top 14, which is 2-3 weeks away. And these games, this would have been picked months ago when they did it in, I think they come out in July or August. This is a really odd one. You have first playing second. You have Toulouse playing Pau. You have 14th playing 13th. Montpellier playing Perpignan. You have third playing fourth. You have UBB playing Stade Francais. Fifth playing sixth. Seventh playing eighth. All the way down. They're all. Wow. There is a word for that, and I don't know what it is.
Luck.
Yeah. It's really, really weird. Yeah,
that is
considering
weird.
They were picked months and months and months ago.
But we can't talk about it, Maz, because we'll steal things from ourselves to talk about in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah. It's just a fun fact.
It's like I said, Champions Cup this weekend. I'm looking to get to Harlequins versus Stormers, which isn't a French game. My Scarlets are playing Po at home.
Mm.
Scarlets are bottom of the URC at the moment, playing extremely bad rugby. However, I've been reassured by Rosbeefs that Po will send the under-12s for this one. And then
Probably.
so hopefully the Scarlets can get a Champions Cup victory. Because if the Scarlets get a win in this game, there's a chance that we might get through to the knockout rounds because of how the format works these days. So there's that. What are the games that who have UBB? Oh, UBB have got Saints. That's a big game.
Yeah, that's a big, big game. Everybody is very, very excited
Saints
about
are
that
playing
one.
very well at the moment. It has
Yeah,
to be said.
yeah. I'm a bit worried about that, to tell you nothing but the truth. Slightly worried.
Should
We
be the
shall
game of
see.
the week by a long way.
I think it should, because when you're looking at some of the other ones, Toulon, Munster. No,
Munster fans are excited about that one. I'm not sure
yeah,
I am.
no, I'm not. Sarries against Toulouse. I don't watch the
That
Premiership, you
ooh,
see.
that could be
Yeah,
interesting. That could be worth
yeah,
tuning in for.
that could be. I think that's a Sunday game.
Mm.
After that, you've got Glasgow Warriors are over at Clermont.
That
Mm,
could be interesting because the French team are at home.
mm.
So we'll see.
Leinster, yeah, Leinster at home to La Rochelle.
Leinster are going to smash him. Actually,
Yeah,
Leinster are only okay this season, but I expect them to
yeah,
win.
yeah. Expect them to
We've
win.
drifted into doing predictions, but I think the one the one that's really important is UBB versus Northampton
Mm,
Saints,
yeah,
and
they have to win that because they're away then to Bristol the weekend after that.
Bristol aren't a
And
serious rugby team.
yeah, but you have to finish. That is what helped UBB so much last year, finishing top of their group. Then
Mm.
they had their run in at home. They
I
have
think
to
you're
win.
right
They
to be
have to
worried,
beat
Maz.
Saints.
I think Saints have a chance.
I think so too. I'm slightly worried. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be very spicy.
Oh yeah.
There's a certain
Absolutely.
young man that, yeah,
Yeah. Oh God, imagine he scores in Chaban. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
can't. Yeah, I think Leo, the old mascot, he might just have a meltdown completely about.
Cinema. Anyway, we shall end the podcast on that note. Thank you to everybody for listening and watching on our new YouTube channel, on our new audio platform. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure you do all the things. And that just leaves me to say, merci beaucoup to everybody for watching and listening. Merci beaucoup to Madame Maz.
Avec plaisir, Huw.
And enjoy the rugby. And I hope that everybody's team wins. Bye bye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.